At COP15 in Copenhagen, I'm Tyler Souters with a familiar face on Clean Skies News. Jim Rogers, President and CEO of Duke Energy, fresh off of the plane. Jim, thanks for being with us today.
Delighted to be here, thank you.
And you were in town coming off the news of the EPA's endangerment finding on Monday. Exactly what you do not want to hear in terms of U.S. industry?
Well, I think it's important that Congress act. Even Administrator Lisa Jackson recognizes Congress is a better place to address the carbon issue. There are great limitations under the Clean Air Act to regulate carbon. At the end of the day, I believe that Congress must act. Although the EPA presents a hammer, but unfortunately that hammer, as they try to use it, and Congress fails to act, will really delay us addressing the issue and getting the rules of the road in place, because it will be litigated over many years.
Ivo de Boer, the UN climate chief, Jim, told me very clearly that this is an intergovernmental discussion. From the private sector, do you feel as though your voice is being heard because you will bear the brunt of whatever emission standards are set here in Copenhagen by international governments?
I think it's very important for business to be here, be clear about their position on these issues, the importance of making the transition to a low-carbon world, to do it in a way that creates jobs, because economies all over the world are struggling, to do it in a way that allows the transition not to increase prices for electricity on consumers during the transition. And I believe that we need to be here making clear the message. Yes, we can do it. Yes, we can raise the capital. We can deploy the capital. We can help develop the technology and deploy it. But we need to set targets and timelines that are doable, consistent with a technology roadmap.
Jim, final question involving that technology and specifically carbon capture and storage. You have been one of the optimists in terms of when this will come to commercial scale. Are things still on target regarding the U.S., or is there an international leader outside of our country right now?
Well, the conventional wisdom is that CCS will be available in 10 to 15 years. One of the reasons that we entered into a joint venture with China Huainan Group is because they're building a co-gasification and doing CCS in the same way we are in Indiana. We believe that the Chinese will scale this faster than we will in the U.S. So by working with them, we'll get a clearer picture, and we'll get get it sooner as to whether or not CCS will work. I believe it will, but the important point here is the sooner we know that, the better in terms of moving forward.
Jim, it's great to have you with us as always. Thank you. All right, a leading voice for the private sector in Washington and indeed around the country. I'm Tyler Souters in Copenhagen. You're watching Clean Skies News.